Hi, everybody. Hello. Welcome back to the Crypts and Cryptids channel, where we're playing Dungeons and Dragons. Tonight we're playing Mountain of Mystery, and we have a sponsor for tonight's stream.
What?
Osaka Narrative TTRPG.
Or Zack.
Or Jesus fuck. The Narrative Universe TTRPG has decided to sponsor this stream as well. For those that are interested in it, it is a text-based TTRPG system where if you go into their Discord, you can play a game on your own time. And I've been doing my very first game with it. I got a bard. I made Bell again because I fucking love Bell. And it was another chance to use him. And I am having the most fucking wonderful fun. We barely started and we already got into shenanigans, but that's another time for another story. But yeah, go check out the Narrative Universe TTRPG Discord and get your own game and have a lot of fun because they have a lot of really professional DMs, like a lot of them in there, more than I was expecting. But you know, yes, the nut RPG. Nut. I need a nut button. Like one of those buttons where you hit it and then it just says nut. Anyway.
I'm wondering if it should be a DTRPG because it's a desktop role-playing game rather than a tabletop role-playing game. But
yeah, but technically aren't we a desktop?
A DTRPG? Well, so we're a VTT.
Oh, well,
That's
okay.
true. It is true.
Yeah.
Anyway, they're wonderful people, and I'm having a lot of fun, so you should get a.
Despite I could have asked for it, I just bought it because
because you like having the books. You had all the D&D 5e books before you ever played D&D 5e.
Yes.
you are correct.
I still remember seeing the books in the background of your video and going, this motherfucker plays D&D. I'm gonna get him to play with me. And then you go, I've never played before. I'm like, what the fuck, sir?
That's the obsessive compulsive researcher. I can't start a thing until I feel comfortable in the knowledge about it.
Yeah. Well, do we have any other announcement things? Oh yeah. Not next weekend. The 25th and the 26th, the Norse Forge Gathering will be going on, so we will not be having the Mountain of Mystery stream on the 25th, because most of us are going to be in North Carolina and indisposed and probably getting hit with a paddle. So,
Session 0.
But, yeah, I think that's all I have.
Also, 1 week and a day from today, on the 19th, we will be hosting a one-shot featuring Autumn Ivy and Popo Blanco with some of their friends so that we can raise some money so Popo Blanco can go to said gathering.
Yeah.
Nice. Awesome.
There will be some raffles and some giveaways as well, so stop on by for the shenanigans. All I can say is Popo picked the premise. That is an alliteration I wasn't planning.
Yes, amazing.
I guess the only other thing is we have a fucking Patreon, guys, and it's live. We have tiers and stuff.
It's awesome.
It actually looks really friggin' professional, probably because we had professionals make it. You know,
that does help.
You know how many times I've said, you know, if you wanted professionals, you should have hired professionals. We did that this time. we did do that. Yeah, so I'm excited for that. And if you want to go support this channel and all the shit that we do, go to the Patreon where we'll have extra special stuff as well. So anyway, let's go ahead and get into the fun and have a great time.
Advice.
Right?
Here we are.
Imagine that. Cap, since you are prepared and ready, sir, let's go ahead with the recap.
Maybe I'll include the password to my my OnlyFans.
You only... Oh boy.
Having attempted to teleport from Nicodranus back to Trosar, Goliath and our Mammothari confronted the armored knight, struck by a thunderous wave of necrotic energy. Are enraged at the team with a vicious series of longsword attacks, after which our Luxodon delivered a devastating assault with his psionically empowered Warhammer, suffering a surge of radiant damage from our Druid's Moonbeam and our from our monk, and as the armored knight's remains crumbled back to blackened ash, 3 shadowy silhouettes materialized around the group, draining the life energy from our druid, our cleric, and our Mammothari. The team quickly destroyed the phantasms, igniting a pulse of darkness from which the armored knight reemerged, an unnatural knot of nothingness within him, engulfing our druid's consciousness. Finding herself in a psychometric void, she encountered a formless fragment of the multiversal monstrosity, while our Luxodon cast a protective incantation on her and was drawn into the emptiness as well. And as our druid struggled to wrench the bead of darkness from the entity, our cleric attempted to banish it to another realm of reality, only narrowly avoiding being plane shifted himself as the spell backfired. In a moment of desperation, our Mammothari sacrificed himself to create a distraction, allowing himself to be displaced into an adjacent universe, and the storm of obsidian energy surrounding our druid, our Loxodon, and the armored knight evaporated to reveal only our druid remaining. She absorbed the unnatural knot of nothingness, convinced that her actions had resulted in the Mammothari's death, and our monk and our cleric, they reunited with our fighter, our sorcerer, our rogue, and our Tabaxi's uncle, unaware that the 4 of them had just only barely survived their own confrontation with the eldritch monk known as Diamak, after which they found our tiefling conscious, but unresponsive.
Well, where we pick up then is up in Isocross, as Endless and Prince begin to go and try and locate the egg. As for, it's possibly still in the ethereal realm, and these two can see in there. So, they go off as Laz kind of gets down with Kahlan. Poor choice of words there. Or was it? Anyway, Prince, as you and Endless start heading that way, Lotus looks up, and you can see on his face that he's about to say something.
She, go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
She just shows a little bit of her teeth, looks down at him with her claws, and says, "I brought you into this world. I can take you back out of it. Don't."
You just hear a like a stifled chuckle from Full Moon, and he just notices that he did that and just turns real stiffly away from everybody. And Lotus just
she walks off.
Go off. and Endless for a moment just all right. As you Laz, you get down to Kahlan and notice that she
Endless is like, I picked wisely.
He's like, oh, look at that, she's all grown up. You get down, as you do, and you kind of notice that she's not exactly there. Full Moon looks over and sees this. He puts his hand on Lotus. Come with me. We need to gather a few things. We have nothing to gather with. Come on, dumbass. And he kind of just pulls him away, and they both kind of just go off in a different direction.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think pretty quickly Laz recognizes the, I'd call it expression, but the expressionless expression, the disconnection, the dissociation. I'm trying to remember what the events were, but it was outside the Barbarian. It was in the alley beside the Barbarian.
You had seen this
probably
once before.
does
it was right
initially.
after Trouble's father died and was brought back to life. And Laz had been
Mhm.
kidnapped and
Yeah.
replaced and then brought back. She had had a full
That's what it was. Yeah, it was after he
PTSD
came back.
breakdown. Yep.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's just like he's he's on his knees in front of her. He's got her hands, and he's pretty sure it's not gonna work. But he's like, Kahlan,
She's looking at
is it
him, but
okay?
she's not seeing him. And she
Nothing.
just keeps mumbling over and over and over again. I couldn't stop him.
I don't know if
I
video
couldn't stop him.
was actually.
Yeah, his videos crashing. I think it's his internet. So, with that technical difficulty about to be, see, it's never a episode of any of my streams without any technical difficulties. You know,
That is
it's
true.
what we're here for. It's why we're here. With Endless and Prince. Fuck. Anyway, Endless and Prince is those two are searching for the egg.
Is it me?
It is. I don't even think he can hear us. Nimue, why don't you go ahead and text him?
I'll message him.
Yeah, and see if popping out and going back in will fix it. The internet said I'm not ready for sad today. Right. But as those two are walking to look for the egg, Endless looks at you, Prince. Well, that whole situation got a little dicey. Are you all right? Fucking hell!
Just dropping like flies.
Nimue, you good? You gonna?
I'm sitting over here sitting. Maybe I should put my computer on my mobile hotspot.
Right? Yeah. I don't know what's going on, man.
I've turned off everything extra I can. I even have my VPN on for like the first time in a year.
Cap, you good?
I thought I was running off my mobile hotspot on my phone, and my dad apparently it didn't like it, so it turned itself off, and it switched. My computer switched back over to the house Wi-Fi, which is shitty down here. So I have switched back to the hotspot, and we should be good.
Okay. So, back to the scene. Lazarus, you get down next to Kahlan, and you see the expressionless expression. Ta-da.
She's looking through me. She's saying she couldn't stop him. So at this point, he remembers the only way that it worked last time. So he pushes his mind out towards her with his psychic whispers. And I don't maybe he felt it the first time when they were in the alley. This is probably the only other time that he's felt what it's like to be locked out, and he's felt what it's like to be held in, but he's never felt being pulled in. And as his mind approaches her, his mind is just yanked in by this force into what?
He finds himself standing in the middle of a street and looking around. He sees Kahlan, but it's not his Kahlan. She's younger, about 15, maybe 16. And she is currently on the ground, terrified, her clothes torn and bleeding, as a group of boys stands in front of her. Boys, young men. They're older than her, but not by much. And they're holding in their hands her tail and a bloody knife. And one of the boys looks at the others and goes, "We gotta get out of here." And they run off. And she's left in this alleyway, about to give up.
He probably tries to fire off psychic daggers at these kids, like just instinctively, and I don't think it works.
You try to summon the daggers, and nothing is in your hand. Wherever you are, whatever's going on, you don't seem to have any access to your abilities.
And I think he feels what would feel like a storm, like a massive windstorm, too. And I think that was the idea we had worked with, that this is across years, this is across decades, and he's not supposed to be able to be here. And so it is this mind storm that he's been pulled into.
She's laying on the ground, bleeding quite a lot. And she's just whispering to herself, please don't let this be the end. I don't know what to do. I don't know if I'm strong enough. Please, Cord, help me. Please.
Hearing Cord, Laz is going to try to move, and I don't even think that works, because he's not like, he's seeing, but he's not in this dream or this space. And because he's connected, he thinks to her, and he thinks at her, there are no gods here to save us, Kahlan Casas, and there never have been. They're too busy sitting up there on their mountain, entertaining themselves with the horrors of our suffering. There's only you and all of the infinite strength that you've always carried inside of you. So in this moment, you need to stop reaching out and start reaching in, because you are so much stronger than you have ever given yourself credit for.
She lays there, feeling this intent, feeling this energy, this will to move, to be strong. She finds enough strength within herself to pull herself down the street, or down the alley towards the street, and manages just enough strength to yell out to a couple of passing guards for help. And in this moment, Laz is transported again to the front of Commander Karsus's house. He sees a guard, his cloak draped across Kahlan's body, keeping her covered and protected as her clothes could no longer cover her without bringing shame. They had healed her enough to stop the bleeding, and now had to face their commander with the barely conscious body of his daughter in their arms. Laz travels again from that doorway to a bedroom where he sees Kahlan and her father. Her father's sitting on the edge of her bed, asking her who did this, what had happened, trying to get any information about the day from her, and all that she can do is just say, I couldn't stop him. I couldn't stop him. And as she says this, he hears a voice overlapping the words the same. But it's an older voice. The same voice, just deeper. And he turns his head and sees in the corner of the room his Kahlan, sitting with her knees pulled up to her chest, her arms wrapped around them. And she's saying, I couldn't stop him. I couldn't stop him. Over and over and over again. And in this moment, Laz finds the ability to move.
Before he moves, he looks back to Aiden. And even though he knows this is a memory, a illusion to him, there is a split second where the memory of Aiden in Kahlan's mind connects with the echo of Aiden in Laz's mind. And the memory looks at Laz and then looks at adult Kahlan and then looks back at Laz and just does that little eye flick. And Laz is just like, yeah, you got her. And then he crosses back to Kahlan and he drops back to his knees and he takes her hands and he is essentially, probably without knowing it, in the exact same position they are already in on the material plane. And if she's just repeating, that's all she's saying.
Mm-hmm. It's all she could say back then, and it is all that she can say now. I couldn't stop him.
I think he's going to let go of her hands, and I'm going to take your face, and I'm going to look you in the face, and I'm going to tell you, you're right, Kahlan Karsus. You couldn't stop him. You failed. And I failed. And Prince failed. And Lotus failed. And for about 60 seconds, it cost him his life. But in the end, we all walked away from all of it. And by some incomprehensible miracle, we didn't even lose the egg. It's temporarily misplaced. That will be taken care of. And that is a victory. Because sometimes success doesn't mean that you win. Sometimes it just means that you survive a catastrophic failure and you live long enough to fight another day.
As he says this to her, she begins to focus in on him, seeing him truly for the first time as she's lost in these memories, these echoes of the past. She puts her hands on top of his hands on her face. She looks at him and listens, and when he's stunned, tears are running down her face. She just says, but he took everything from me. Everything. And I took everything from someone else. Because I thought that someone else had taken everything from me. I don't know what to do. I feel like I failed the memory of my parents. And I feel like I just have more blood on my hands now. Innocent blood. I couldn't stop him from hurting the people that I care about. I don't know if I have the strength to try to do it in the future.
We are all standing on the shoulders of mistakes, horrible mistakes, terrible things that we've done and been made to do. We are all drenched in blood. We can only ever hope that we did the best we could. And I know you don't have to have the strength to do it all, because you are surrounded with people who have strength of their own. And when we are all together, then our strength combined is more than any of us alone. I know you have not failed the memory of your parents. I am carrying around a memory of your father. You are carrying around a memory of your father. They would break time and space to keep you safe.
What do I do, Lass? I don't know what to do.
You are carrying a pain that has immense gravity. It is what pulled me in here. And I've never felt my mind pulled like that. And if it's got gravity like that, then it has weight, and that means it has substance. You've pushed it away and run from it for so long, but you need to focus on it and feel it and find those sharp, jagged edges of it and hold it.
I don't want to hold the pain anymore. I don't want to feel the pain anymore. Please help me.
If you can hold it, then you can control it. So I want you to try again what we tried before. Can you try it again?
I'll try. Remind me what I roll.
Roll a d20 and add insight and persuasion.
Oof. Nine. I rolled a 2
9
on
total.
the die. I rolled a 2 on the die.
I have a thought, and I'm going to let Dustin make the call on this. As he's holding her face, and he feels her trying, and he can feel the gravity of it. It's so much worse than the last time, because this is like a deeper core pain, and that's why it's so much harder. Laz is going to try to pour his last luck point into Kahlan. And whether or not it works, he's given it up. But
Roll a d20.
I don't have real dice too, so I'm rolling digital.
I will roll then.
Okay. 18.
I got an 18 too. I was
Polly on
sitting here
match.
like, wow, I rolled good. That's new. Yeah, I'll allow it.
So reroll.
Kahlan can re-roll if she chooses.
All right, Misty Mountain Gaming. Come on.
Misty Mountain.
Sorry, stats. $14.
14 total. She rolled a. You rolled a 7.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You feel that pain. You feel that fire, and you feel it trying to move down your arm toward your hand, and it doesn't quite make it. I remember. Do you remember what you rolled last time?
I don't. I know I didn't. Oh my gosh, what was it? I was. No, I think. Are you meaning last time during the first time we
Yeah.
tried this?
Yeah.
I think I almost succeeded, but I don't
Mhm.
think I did succeed. I got close because you said I got
Okay.
closer than you ever did when you learned this trick.
Yeah. And so I have the feeling it's not quite, it's close to the same feeling. It might be a little less, it might be a little more, but it doesn't, you feel it trying to move specifically down your arm, and it maybe doesn't quite make it to the elbow. But you feel it trying to do something, like it's trying to get out in a way that you could control, but it does not quite make it. And that's okay. Because I told you, you have done better at this than I ever did. You have done better at this than I still can. You are more equipped. You have the capabilities and strength to do this in a way I never have and never will. That's why it took me almost a year to do it right the first time. And in the first 2 times you've tried to do it, you have come closer than I ever did. It is an unbelievably difficult thing that will take time. And I will be here with you every single step, no matter what. Diamac isn't going to change that. An eldritch abomination beyond the realm of time and space isn't going to change that.
When he says that, she just leans forward, her knees placing down onto the floor, and she just throws her arms around his neck, buries her head into his shoulder, and just cries.
He catches her and he holds on to her.
And as she cries, she feels the dream and everything around them dissolve. And she looks up and sees their battleground. She sees Laz. She sees the others in the party standing awkwardly off to the side, just barely in earshot.
Moon and Lotus are like over, like by one of the cliffs, like really interested in the rock formation of the cliff, and exactly the stratigraphy that's going on there. Prince and Endless are just standing there with the egg, like just. Oh hey!
Kahlan looks at Laz and just goes, "Lotus is alive?" Because when he had been brought back, she did not know.
The rumors of his death are greatly exaggerated.
Endless. Just sorry. Death humor never gets old. Oh boy. That was a lot, guys. I'm glad everyone is all right. And Lotus just kind of looks over. You're better off than when you started, buddy. You're fine. Well, we found the egg. Everyone's alive. Kahlan,
Everyone's alive.
Brent. And he kind of just walks up and just kind of shoulder. Right then, I will see you all elsewhere. And he just-
Before Endless
Oh.
disappears.
Yeah,
uh,
he reappears. Yes.
wait a sec. Prince will
I'm sorry.
Prince will hand the egg over to whoever's available. Laz maybe. Just very carefully, like by the cloak, just right. Prince, like on instinct, just runs over and wraps her arms around Endless's neck and hugs him, and just says, "Thank you."
Listen, you did everything. This was all you. You did good.
But none of this would have been possible without you. So don't.
Well,
She also takes that second to realize that she's never actually touched Endless before.
he's
She's,
he's doing the whole like
yeah.
kind of reaching up, like patting your back.
Sorry,
Yeah,
boundaries.
just
Sorry.
no, it's all right. I'm unexpected is all. Completely fine.
Okay.
I am glad everyone's all right, and well, I did check on the others. They're fine.
I don't like that look you just made.
Roll insight, but I think you're lying.
Listen, I think it's best you all get back to the tavern as soon as possible. You still have your coins, or you used your coins. I'm sure Moon over there would
Uncle
be...
Phil.
Yes, right. Yes. Lotus.
We should talk. I'm not sure I'm okay teleporting before I understand what happened last time. We kind of got yanked through layers of reality off course. How is that a thing?
Right. The people you're dealing with have abilities that they shouldn't have. And I care about you all too much to sugarcoat things, so I will be honest. We don't know how they're doing what they're doing. My guess is the influence of the otherworldly being has given them abilities they shouldn't have access to or be able to use. So, an interesting thing to ponder for sure.
No, I think I understand. So Anthony's brain just went off. There's a book called Flatland, and and it's a romance of dimensions. And my brain was like, oh, he's a being outside of our dimension. If it's a three-dimensional being and it's playing with a two-dimensional plane, you can pick something up and move it over here. That's all he did. He is beyond the dimensions we're in, and he just reached in, grabbed us, and pulled us and put us over here.
Double check your connection, by the way. I think your hotspot shut off again.
Laz doesn't know that.
He Full Moon steps up and begins casting. First, he looks over to Lotus, and you see him casting a spell. I'll send you back home first, friend. I will be seeing you again, I'm sure.
Do you want your cloak back? It's still wrapped around the egg.
Lotus holds up his hand.
Okay.
It was good fighting with all of you. Good luck. And thank you.
Good luck to you too.
A
Thank you.
kind of swirl of snow and frost wraps around him and kind of solidifies and then breaks. And as it does, Lotus is no longer standing there. Right then. Back home, I guess.
Prince smiles at that.
Kahlan gets up with the help of Laz. Her and her 7 hit points.
I would give you more, but I gave them all to Lotus to make him less dead. So
Oh, that's fine. She's draped around his shoulder.
I mean, he's essentially a human crutch. He's only 5'6".
He reaches into a pouch and reaches his whole hand in and pulls out a small red vial and hands it over to you, Kahlan. Give you one moment. Come on. Yep. Of course, I will sit down. Please roll 8d4.
Oh, shit. What is all this?
He got that good shit.
If I can pick them up, Jesus. Okay.
Plus 8.
So I only have 4, so I have to do it twice.
You're good.
So 12 for the first 4. And 12 for the second.
So 24. So 32 points of healing.
Nice.
It's a smaller vial than what you're used to, but the taste is so pure and potent of a healing potion that it sends a shock to your system in the greatest way possible, and you feel
I was
wonderful.
in that. Wow.
Just a healing potion.
Mixed with an energy drink.
She's just gonna smirk at him and go,
Some wings spread behind you.
I'll
Start
take a
fluttering
double
little bit.
bartender.
Red Bull, baby. Red Bull gives you
I think healing potion is just like rum and a
It's
Red Bull.
It's just rum and
better
Coke.
energy.
It's not a healing potion. It's just rum and Coke. Works every
Yeah.
time.
There's 3 or 4 good berries in it.
Good berries.
I will take a double bartender.
It's a Cosmo, but instead of cranberry, it's gooseberry.
Ooh.
You all
Yes.
watch as he begins to cast another spell, and against the cliffside, a arch of frost begins to form with arcane runes across it. As the arch finally reaches the other side of the ground, the stone in the center completely freezes over, breaks, and then you just see this shimmer along it. Everyone.
Cool.
Right. Can you teach that to me?
Maybe someday.
Damn. I guess we step through.
As you step through, it's cold,
Yeah.
not uncomfortably so, but it's cold. And you feel the familiar shifting of teleportation. You find yourselves back in the town of Trustenwald, right in front of the Barbarian Tavern.
Does everything look okay?
Smells like cow shit. We're home.
From the outside, does everything seem okay? The
It
caravan,
seems to be.
everything's fine.
You tend to now think back to when's the last time like you were updated with what's going on with them. Some stranger had shown up and frozen all of the previous party.
Yeah.
And you're not sure if they're in danger right now.
Where his brother was.
You have
Yeah.
only a few moments of kind of, reorienting yourself, rewriting yourselves. And Lazarus, you kind of take that first step forward. You hear this shunting noise as you look and you see Sado, Cash, and Trouble standing.
Just a sigh of relief.
You're all alive too.
Sado is holding Trouble, who is curled up into a ball.
Cash was all in trouble.
Oh, Cash was. Yeah.
Prince runs right up to Cash.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, what happened? Is she okay?
She's been better.
Aja,
She's-
are you hurt? She's trying to talk to her.
She's a little traumatized.
I think it'd be about now that Prince would realize that
Yeah,
something.
she's only a halfling.
She notices the elf in the room, or lack thereof.
Yeah, at that point, yeah.
Little bastard attacked Aja again.
You know what? Let's go ahead and get in the barbarian, and then we can talk. Get the little one situated.
Okay. Prince is fighting the try and take Aja. just the practiced memory of just always being there to protect her is allowing Cash to do it.
Can you reach that high?
5'10", fuck you.
Laz,
Oh.
as you approach the door, your hand forming a psychic blade.
I was gonna say he's
You step in. You see in the corner a familiar figure. Jagger sits and is playing. Next to him is another figure that you've seen around town. Jagger is playing his lute, and this figure is playing a violin. They're just enjoying making some music. Confused, you look over and you see the parent party sitting at their usual table enjoying some drinks, except for Shiloh, who a few moments after you come in, or Shiloh isn't there, but a few moments after you come in, you see Jean step out from a back room with a plate full of cookies, and he comes walking towards the table and stops and sees the rest of you walking in. Hey there. Oh, you all look like hot shit.
You look like you're about to enter a baking contest. What the hell?
You see the figure who had walked in originally and froze everyone sitting at the table as well, enjoying a drink.
There's a lot I think that we need to talk about. And in particular, she's looking for her mother.
I have more questions than I.
She's at the table. Jean looks at you, Cash. I can bake. So what? And he's see if I can give you a cookie. Sets the plate down.
Never gave me anything else.
Oh god. Oh.
I was just gonna. Laz is like,
Thank you, Jen.
Laz is like, cool. That's as many cookies as you made him his entire childhood.
Oh, that hurt. And I'm not even John.
He looks over. That was
I mean, why would he? He's not going to give you a cookie. Why would he
Cat
start
breaking
now?
up horribly for anyone else?
Yeah, he is.
Okay.
It's just
That-
as-
That was a fair one. Good. And he grabs a cookie and walks over. And looks at Trouble. Looks at you, Cash.
She might need one though.
I think you're right. He kind of, instead of like handing it to her, he more or less just kind of sets it on her. Why don't you take her upstairs?
I'll do that.
and I don't mean to follow an awkward family moment with an awkward family moment, but mother,
Full moon steps through the door.
yeah.
The music as he steps in stops. Full moon looks along and meets eyes with each and every one of them. He is stiff. His fists are clenched. Jean is standing there with another cookie in his hand and just not moving, deer in headlights. Siobhan looks up and sees him. Thava is looking over at Bells. Bells gets up and walks over. He opens his mouth to say something and he stops. It's good to see you too. It's about damn time. She takes his hand. and walks him over to the table. He stops next to Jean. They have a longer moment of looking at each other. And he slowly, with the cookie in his hand, reaches it towards him. Full Moon takes the cookie and sits down at the table. Well, it seems there's a lot that's happened. Fill us in. You guys take some time to kind of recount the stories. And, each of them sounds a lot like the recaps. Laz, as these are being told, and you sit down next to Siobhan, she's listening. She hasn't said a word. The mysterious figure, whose name is currently escaping me, cute as fuck.
Lance.
Thank you. I knew that.
You know, Pierce's brother is Lance.
Yep. The piercing.
Is there other brother Justin?
No. Slash. But he sits there quietly listening as well. Especially to the part where you guys explain what happened to Pierce. Though he does not interrupt.
I'm pretty sure in that. Well, I'm gonna say I'm pretty sure as he's recounting that part, when he's specifically explaining the moment we get into the city, and the ship emerged, and he saw the three people up there, and the one threw the body, without thinking it at all, says, "I couldn't stop him from throwing the body," because that line is in his head now from Kahlan. But he says, "I couldn't stop him."
Siobhan takes your hand and holds it. For your comfort or hers, you're not sure. But nevertheless, it is comforting to you. You finish telling everything that happened. Thava. One thing I don't get. If Shiloh took the cult into whatever dimension they're in, how did those two, the armored man and the DMAC, get out? Where's Shiloh? Jean looks
He's still on the astral plane.
Well, if he could still be fighting, there ain't no way they'd get past him. We're gonna need to find a way to the astral plane. As he says that, you see like a shiver down him as he remembers the last time he was there after he got captured.
I had a plan to get there. Would have been a really bad plan. Kind of glad I didn't do it. Kind of wish I had.
Bells looks over. Okay, Shiloh.
Kahlan looks at Lance.
Like father, like son.
She just goes, the thing that I don't understand about you is how did you know so soon something had happened?
Time works a little differently where I'm from. In my world, I found out about a week ago. Made preparations and made my way here.
Strange.
Also, this helps. And he pulls out a ring and sets it down. This connected me to my brother, so I knew when he was safe and when he was not. So the moment it happened, I knew. And I was ready to come here and kill you all. But cooler heads prevailed. I understand none of this was your fault. And he looks at Lazarus. None of this was your fault. You know full well no one could have stopped Pierce from doing his job the way he saw fit.
Yeah.
I think
I want to know what the very worst part about being a soldier is. It's not that they teach you how to sacrifice yourself without a moment of hesitation to protect the people that you care about. It's that they never teach you how to watch the people you care about sacrifice themselves for you. You can go on fighting. Never teach you how to live after you've watched your friends and family die.
I understand. I can help a bit. When Shiloh hid his egg, he hid it in the Fey realm. I happen to know where it is. I can take you there. It won't be entirely safe. But what in the Feywild is?
What
So,
have we dealt with at all, that is?
too true. He looks over at Siobhan. I think a more pressing matter would be finding Shiloh and my brother's soul as he looks at Prince. There's
Prince has
nothing-
been very, very upset this whole time. Just that's not a good word. Guilty. Guilty is a good word for it. But she has been like in her own head, and she notices him staring.
Insight check. Ooh. Okay. Yeah, he clocks it.
Okay. But she comes back to reality when he focuses on her. Oh, right.
Snap back to reality. Oh, the goat.
Shh. Siobhan stands up, puts her hands on your shoulders, Laz. I'm going to make us some food. I think that'll do us all some good. We'll come up with a plan.
Would you like some help?
Of course. You guys head over. As that happens, Bells kind of takes Prince and Full Moon off to the side. Thava has been sitting there the entire time, other than like the few times that she spoke for like clarifications and what she said earlier. She has very much not looked at Sado.
Yeah, the last time they interacted, it was not the gentlest of interactions, as I recall.
As the table kind of splits off, she does look over. I'm glad you are all right.
Sado stands up and he walks over to his mother and he clears his throat. I want everyone to listen to me.
Like we weren't already.
Everyone turns. Jean is like mid halfway cookie, just
In the short amount of time that I got to know Master Abakir, I do not believe that he is dead. And in the time that I spent away from the rest of you, I've realized something. I hope that either all of us or none of us are judged by the actions of our weakest moments, but rather by the strength we show when and if we're ever given a second chance. And as soon as Sado finishes his sentence, he pulls out a small package from behind him. He unravels it, and he sets a teacup down in front of Thava. Now, a little sidebar. While Sado was in Nicodranas, on the way to the ship, since he beat everybody there, he had stopped by a tea shop looking for teas and things like that. And he came across this cup, which was made with cerulean blue and pearlescent white. And it had waves across, or I guess around the circumference of the cup. Anyways, snapping back, Sado then goes over to the floor in front of his mother, and he bows all the way down, so his head is touching the floor.
she takes the teacup and with her fingers just traces every little bit of the design. The rest of you do notice Kor sitting at the windowsill watching everything with a smile on his face. Very not smug, but satisfied. She moves her chair out of the way, stands in front of you, Sado, and then slowly drops down herself. And as she bows, I do not deserve such a wonderful son. And I promise, from here on out, I will be the mother that you need, and the mother that you deserve.
Sado doesn't say anything, but a deep hum within his chest, as in he is agreeing with her and accepting her apology.
Over at the side with Prince, Bells, and Moon. Well, I'm glad you're back. I'm glad both of you are back.
She hugs her mom.
Well, this is turning into an emotionally fueled day.
Where'd you store Mama? she out in the kitchen helping?
No, she's wrangling smoke again.
Oh, I don't want
Yeah.
to doing this time.
Last I saw him, he was naked again,
At least
Running.
he's covered fur, but still.
running in a field. It wasn't my turn, so
It's true. He is a cat. I mean, it's almost weird that cats wear clothes.
Naked in the field.
If I
chasing
remember
butterflies.
correctly, I believe Aja did also give him some of her good stuff.
uh-huh. You'll find out later, but he mixed it.
I was really about to say that. You beat me by like the time took me to unmute.
Uh-huh.
The
He's not
save on that was
cross-faded.
like a 35, man.
He's not
He's
cross-faded. He's
cross-blitzed.
completely round-faded. Like
He's
he's
cross-blitzed.
crisscrossed applesauced.
He's multi-faded.
He is multiversal at the moment.
He is multi-faded,
Crisscross going with the
poly-faded.
jump.
Yeah.
She looks over at Moon. Now, I'm assuming you've got my messages by the simple fact if you didn't. Freeze Jean where he stood. He nodded. And if you got that message, I'm assuming you got the rest of them. He goes to like just nod and agree, and then he realizes where this is going,
Oh dear.
and then slowly nods. Mm-hmm. We'll have a talk about that when younger eyes ain't around. His ears droop. And he just nods again.
Mother, go
She
easy
smiled.
on him. He did save my life today.
Well, I suppose that helps.
She looks to her uncle and winks.
Extenuating circumstance.
His ears don't perk up, but he does smile just a little bit. Like, oh, thank you. But
I'm gonna go check on Aja. I'll leave you to it. She walks away.
Last
mm,
definitely when him and Siobhan like going to the kitchen, it turned and asked Caitlin if she would join them also, specifically because he wants her
Dustin, you
to
missed a look
feel
at the cat dragged in.
this is
Chance.
her family.
mhm.
She would have asked hesitantly, like, "Are you sure you don't want to spend some time with your mother?"
Mhm.
Oh, none of that now. Let's go.
Yes,
All right.
and you. Come on. Let me show you this cool thing I can do with a psychic dagger. The sous chef Like he could be such a great sous chef with the psychic dagger because he's like,
Dear God.
Amazing.
The rest of the day is kind of spent, filling in everybody with everything. Core does approach Thava and Sado. Well, I'm glad to see all that worked out. And he looks at Sado with a very approving look. As he does that, Thava does look over. If you keep looking that smug, I'll throw tea in your face.
Oh,
And he goes, "Oh! You wouldn't waste that good of tea." And she raises an eyebrow. Wait, Dragonborns have eyebrows? She raises what passes. She
eyebrow-
raises
Passing
Eyebrows-
to like the little scaly
They have
eyebrow.
ridges. They have ridges.
yeah, scaly ridge. Yeah, scale ridges. Mhm.
After food is out, actually, go ahead, Kahlan and Cap, roll performance checks. Oh, 19.
Can I make it sleight of hand? Oh, never mind. I was going to ask if I could make it sleight of hand, but I rolled a 16.
14 for me.
Very good food comes out of the kitchen. Some roast beef, some stew, fresh baked rolls, and some cupcakes made by Jean, which are annoyingly good.
These,
dang. When did he
these
learn to-
rolls, these are a specialty. These are a specialty recipe that I got in the service. There was this really great bugbear barbarian named Brick, and he used to make brick rolls. And this is the recipe. I got most of it from him, but it's like a family recipe, so he wouldn't really tell me everything. But this is the best I could do. They're pretty good.
Jesus Christ.
Amazing.
That was almost an Aja-worthy tangent right there.
Mm-hmm. Amazing.
And I'm going to go see if she needs any, if she'll eat anything. I'll take her some food.
You bring it up to her. She doesn't say much, but she does eat. Elowin is up there with her. Kind of looking after her, sitting in a chair, sewing or knitting. As everything kind of finishes up with all of that, as you are reconvening, does anybody got a plan on how to get to the astral plane?
One of us can do it, but they've only got about a 1% chance.
Kaylin looks at Laz. She says, I feel like we need to talk to the Bone Lady about this.
You already did, remember?
About getting to the astral plane?
Mm-hmm. She gave you
She-
one of the dragon teeth that are attuned.
Yeah, Prince reaches into her bag and
That's
pulls
right.
out
Yeah.
a dragon's tooth.
The princess.
Yeah, she gave me this and said I would know when to use it.
That's right. I forgot. It's been a hot minute since we talked to the Bone Lady.
Yeah.
She kind of like flicks it and it rings a certain tone.
Laz reaches.
I can, full moon, I can help push it in the right direction.
Oh. Cool.
If we are going to go to the astral plane, I do have an item
Laz reaches into his.
that I need to pick up before we do.
And what's that?
An
You
iron
do.
stone that is waiting for me at Pumot Souls. If I am going to go up against those fuckers again, I think I will need the assistance of it.
I kind of.
And I did trade a dragon for it. I would kind of like to actually use it.
You trade dragon? And you look, and
Oh no.
and Air are walking in. He does have his clothes on. He's still a little bit gone. Wisp of Air just looks fucking done. Just done. Done with his shit. Done with the day.
Twigs and a fur. And...
Yep.
Yes, I did trade a dragon for an ironstone. It's a great story.
Man. I do love stories.
I
Well,
grabbed
lady
the-
also gave
He
me
just
this.
goes,
And he
sit
takes out the pouch.
Drink.
He's like,
now.
I grab a cupcake and I
water.
walk
Drink water.
um,
You have to specify with him.
Yeah.
through. I hand the cupcake to Mama, not him, because she needs it.
She takes it and she just. Thank you. It's so wonderful to see you again.
I give her a hug and at the same time pat my other uncle on the back of his head, just stay for a minute, please.
She gives you a kiss and a hug, and she goes and just slowly eats the cupcake. Smoke sits there and it's just wonderful. Just great. Having a great time. Everything's cool.
Smoke, try this. It's called a brick roll. It's called a brick roll. Give it a try.
Oh, I do love rolls, man. They're like some of the greatest things that the material plane has ever come
It's
up
a
with.
different role.
The warm, the soft, and even better with just the right amount of butter melted across the top. And he just
The man speaks
I look
truth.
at Uncle Phil to see what his reaction to all this is.
he is very confused.
We all are. It's okay.
Kind of just looks at Bells, looks at you, looks at Smoke. Right.
It's easier to not ask questions.
I did not plan to.
No, see, that's been our motto for like the last couple of months. I feel like maybe we should go a different direction and just fall.
Jean just goes, some questions really shouldn't be asked. Moon. Well, I'm a bit tapped for the day. But if we sleep tonight, tomorrow, I can make the run to Zadash. I'll
The
grab your
dash
stone.
to Zadash.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I can get your stone for you. And then you go get Shiloh.
Don't
I-
say that.
I
Don't
would-
say that in front of Smoke.
I kind of also need to replenish the diamond I used. She didn't want to say that in front of her mother, but
You hear a like a crack of a cup. It doesn't shatter, but her cup cracks. Slowly looks over.
Man, I thought she pulled a shotgun out.
What?
To be fair, it was not one of us. It was someone who was helping us.
So someone that was helping
Are you even an adventurer if you don't get to kill every now?
Whoa, Cap.
So someone who was helping you died, and you left that part out.
I brought him back. That's why I needed to.
Temporary. Is
Yeah.
it even death if it's not permanent? Death is permanent. That was like a little nap.
She looks over at Laz.
And from what I've heard,
That's what my dad said.
to be fair, from what I've
I'm
heard,
sorry. Let's
Why-
talk about teammates dying in fights.
if it makes you
Siobhan
feel any better,
takes a long drink.
if it makes you feel any better, by bringing this person back, it actually removed a curse that had been afflicting them.
A curse. You were hanging out with someone with a curse. Even better.
Mother, we're fighting for the fate of the world at this point. Are you surprised at anything?
Oh. I really wish I was. I really wish I was.
I understand.
I think we should all go to bed.
Yeah, please. Before anything else is said.
Everyone goes to bed. A long rest is had.
Are we? Never mind.
Oh, thank God.
The next morning, Moon is there, goes up to Prince and Kahlan. Shopping trip?
Sure, why not?
When's the last time you went shopping?
He goes over to a wall and casts the same arch. Let's go. You make your way through the arch once again, cold as fuck.
Question.
Mhm.
I feel like Kahlan would have gone up to Lance and asked if he wanted to come with
Oh, God.
Right.
to see
Uh,
first.
Yes. He
Just-
will.
Ears down. No. Okay.
As you guys step up to the portal, he does look over at Prince.
Mm,
So, any kind of nudges her?
yeah, what?
Every time I look in your direction, you look like someone who just got caught with a hand in the cookie jar.
If only it was that mild.
Do tell?
Do I have to?
No, not at all.
Your tone implies otherwise.
You all step through the arch. I don't know what you're talking about.
Given the caginess of the parents, you don't have to say shit. You never have to answer a question.
Fair.
You start walking down the thoroughfare of Zadash.
She takes a minute just thinking through everything, but she eventually just sighs heavily. Pierce was on his mission when my wild magic surged multiple times. And I happened to end up in this really fucked up place. And he was there. And I recognized him. He reacted. I reacted. And I am terrified that that's the reason he was found. So,
So you, just like your other friends, blame yourself.
I've been trying to fix my wild magic problems so that doesn't happen. And I'm going to feel guilty no matter what anyone says until we bring him back. She moves from a more guilty pose with her shoulders slouched to one of determination. Maybe not confidence, but this is what she is going to do, not what she wants to do.
Well, that sounds like a plan. Because if there's anyone out there that can explain to you just how stupid that is, it would be my brother. You two break off and start heading towards where the Heroes Guild is, or Adventurers Guild, where Pierce still is. Moon and Kahlan, you two head to the Vulnerable Vagrant. You get in just as it opens. Like, literally, one of the Puments flips the sign, and you're there. Oh, hey there, Kahlan. It's good to see you again.
Good to see you too. How are you faring?
Oh, you know, city's rebuilding after, big chunks of rock coming down.
Yes. I can imagine it is
He looks over.
quite destroyed.
Full Moon, good to see you again, too. Been quite some time. Moon just nods.
I was coming to see if my stone was ready.
Yeah. Come on in and we'll get you stoned.
Perfect. I was
I've
also
been
wondering...
waiting a couple days for that one. Come on in.
I was also wondering if you might have a diamond or two to spare as well. I know things are pretty thin, but one would
Unfortunately, we don't
suffice.
have any here. I apologize.
That's all right.
Sorry about that. There's with a lot of things going on. I did end up when you were gone. I did get a hold of 2 or 3 of them, but each one of them had to get used.
Yeah. No, I understand. I will check with the Adventurers Guild before we leave, just in case. But I figured I might as well ask and put a little money in your pocket if you had it. So.
Oh, I always appreciate a little extra money. But more importantly, I appreciate a satisfied customer. So and he pulls out a box and sets it out on the counter. You go ahead and have this.
Thank you. I hope that dragon hasn't caused you too much issue.
He gets a big grin. Oh, not at all.
Good.
It has been one of the best purchases I've made in a long time.
Well, I'm happy that we could come to this trade, she says, holding the box.
As you do, he looks over to Full Moon. And Moon just kind of places a small coin pouch on the table. And Pumat goes, you got it. And he pulls out another small box and slides it over. And Moon takes that. And Moon nods and starts heading to the door.
Fabulous. I guess we will head towards the Adventurers Guild.
Mm-hmm. You two are already there. As you get in, Prince, you can see one of the walls that had been pretty heavily scorched is already fixed. Benefits of having shit tons of powerful adventurers like that, no mending. You walk in, and the first thing you notice is there's a lot less people here. The people that were here that were displaced have been able to find homes again. And there's a lot less adventurers. Whether they're out doing jobs or they fell during whatever battles, hard to say.
Her ears are flat against the top of her head, just wearing her emotions on her sleeve, so to speak. She's looking around to see if she recognizes anybody who's in charge.
You look around and you do see the twins sitting in one of the lounge areas. Baron having a wood prosthetic leg, and then Aaron sitting there, surprisingly, with his armor off. Still a big fucking dude. Wasn't just the armor. He's a built motherfucker. Think like Alan Richardson size, if not a little bigger.
Okay. Morning.
Oh, hey. Good to see you.
Yeah.
Aaron turns around just.
I mean, it looks like you guys are getting things sort of back to normal.
Oh, we're trying. Things aren't always easy and always great. Sometimes they're super expensive. This whole thing has cost me an arm and a leg.
I don't know if I
you see Aaron just.
Yeah.
Baron has 100% been overusing that joke.
Okay. Like the sweat drop emoji.
Yeah.
I brought someone with me. He wants to see Pierce.
Aaron stands up. I can take you to him.
Thank you.
He leads you guys upstairs to one of the back private rooms. Opening the door, you see Pierce laying there, looking as if he died earlier that day. Aaron walks up and places a hand on the shoulder, and you watch this wave of energy across him. And he looks and nods and steps out of the door. Lance walks up. You're an idiot. And when we get you back, it's going to be hard deciding. deciding whether to hug you or slap you first. He reaches down and picks him up. All right. Thanks, Prince.
That she notices something on Pierce. That amulet. I don't know. I have a feeling like Laz might want that back.
Oh, yeah. It looks like he kind of recreated our rings.
Yeah. She carefully goes over and lifts the amulet off of him to just hold it for Laz. I'm sorry for your loss, but I'm also sorry that this has to happen this way.
He smiles. Things change. Lives change. People come and go. Best we can do is the best we can do. And honor those that left us. And sometimes the way we do that is fighting like hell to bring them back so we can slap them one more time. I think I've decided which one I'm going to do first.
You two really are related. I can see it. All right.
I do my best. And he walks to the door and then stops. Maybe we should wait for them here so I'm not walking through the city with a dead body.
I was wondering about that.
I didn't think about that until just now.
I don't think putting him in the bag of holding would be a good idea.
No. Well, no. I don't have to.
You thought about it.
A little bit while later, Kahlan and Full Moon come back, and you guys teleport back. By the time you guys get there, everyone else
Damn it.
is.
Wanted to ask if they had any diamonds.
Diamonds.
Oh, right. Let's find out.
I know you had to use a lot, but do you have any diamonds left in, or a thrift store that has like really old jewelry that we might be able to buy?
Everyone you kind of step up to and ask shakes their heads. You kind of will use the word defeated. You walk over to a wall where Full Moon begins casting, and Baron kind of, hey.
Hmm?
And he tosses you a diamond and goes, shh.
She just mouths, "Thank you," and puts it away.
Kahlan will-
Don't tell,
He
don't
may have
tell
lost
my
his
fiance.
left-
That was supposed to be for her.
He may have lost his
Kahlan-
left arm and leg, but that guy's all right.
He is all right.
Kahlan will give an appreciative nod to him and just ask him, could you do me a favor?
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Do you know who the Bone Lady is?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Could you tell her that Kahlan appreciates everything that she's done, and I might not be back for a while.
No problem.
Thank you.
You all step through the portal. Back at the tavern, the rest of the party has had breakfast, gotten weapons and everything else prepared. As you all get ready to ride the wild magic.
Mm-hmm. Is Aja with us?
She's not. Elowen does come down. She's eating and drinking, but I think it's best if she stay here. Especially because where you guys are going, I'd rather not send her. What with everything.
Prince just takes her cloak of many fashions off and reverts it back to the old green patchwork quilt-like pattern that it was when she was traveling with Aja, and hands it to Elowen and says, just if she wants it, if she doesn't,
I'm sure she will.
just something to help her through. Oh, that reminds me, Laz, here. She hands that amulet off to Laz. Shit, sorry, it's been a morning.
It's okay. Lance,
Yes?
you hang on to this. I have this one. So you hang on to this one.
He looks surprised at first and then just smiles. I can do that. When he takes the necklace from your hand, he kind of holds your hand a bit. Go save our brother.
This hand is a lot bigger than. Yeah, your hand's a lot bigger than the last time I saw you. You were literally an infant.
Yeah. And as you pull your hand away, you feel something in your hand. And you're holding a ring.
I don't think we've known each other long enough for this sort of thing. Oh.
You're holding both of the rings from Pure Sandlands. I think you can find some use for these. Full moon sits down around a circle that has been drawn. I'll be the anchor. I'll hold the wild magic in place. I'll be able to get you to their ship. Get in there. Do what you have to do as quickly as you can. And then get the hell out. Bells. The parents hug the kids. Siobhan goes and makes sure to give a hug to Kahlan. And pats you on the back. And Jean goes to Cash. Kind of like goes for the hug and then the handshake and then the fist bump. You know that whole like super fucking awkward thing.
Right there, just
like everybody palpably just like all get secondhand
He's trying
embarrassment.
so hard.
And then finally he just goes with
So good.
he hands Cash a cookie.
Cash just sighs and takes the cookie, I guess. Like, I don't know how to feel. Like, we had the last time we talked to Jean, we had the big moment where it's like, you know, he took the pain and the trauma for the friends, and it was kind of badass. And now he's like wearing an apron and baking cookies. I don't know how to feel.
Exactly.
I am so fucking confused.
When it comes to Jean, you never know.
Prince looks at everybody in the party and Just wants to double check. Are we ready?
You all stand in the center of the circle.
I'm gonna give one of these rings, these two rings here, I'm gonna give one to Prince, and I'm gonna give one to Elowen, and ask her to give it to Trouble. So that you two will be connected.
I can do that.
Yeah. Psychic dagger. Let's
Thank
go
you,
kill
guys.
some motherfuckers.
Sword out.
Jean walks up, hands you a tuning fork, Prince. This will get you back home. Just
Okay.
make sure when you do it, everyone's in contact. Holding hands, feet, teeth. I don't give a shit.
I'm not gonna comment. Okay. Putting it in the bag.
You begin casting a spell. What spell are you casting to cause the surge?
Me?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how to do this.
You can essentially cast any spell as long as it casts a wild, or could cause a wild magic surge.
Then I'm just going to do a low spell slot. I'm trying to see if there's anything that I could do for fun. I will just cast catapult and aim for one of the cupcakes and throw it at Smoke.
He sees it coming.
Yep.
As you do,
3d8 damage, you knocked one of his teeth out.
yep.
Yeah, it's that cupcake. Kill
Moon starts to glow around him. This localized storm of snow and ice starts forming around. It is chilly. The spell begins to take hold. You take out the piece of the dragon, and ting, you all lurch and find yourselves standing on the deck of a ship.
Oh boy.
The shadowy creatures you know as the Searchers, standing about. Diamac, sitting on the edge of a boat. Next to the helm, the hooded figure. And next to him, Shiloh, slumped on the ground. Unconscious or gone, you don't know. Diamac hops down, walks in front of the wheel, and kind of leans against it. Well, well, well. Took your sweet time, didn't you?
I'm gonna let you continue, but hang on a second. And I'm gonna immediately turn back towards that hooded figure and be like, last time I saw you in Zadash, you forgot something. And I'm gonna throw a psychic dagger at him, and then bonus action Misty Step to get right next to Shiloh. I'm sorry, did I interrupt you?
You're fine.
Damn.
Misty Step can get 30 feet. So you run forward 10, and then Missy
Um,
step to Shiloh.
then I'll move. Oh shit. Okay. Let me. God
So you
damn.
run
Yes. Yeah.
like 10,
that'll work.
10 feet forward or so. You fling the dagger.
Basically, to the moment that I realize that if I run past the thing, I'm gonna get an opportunity attack. So I'm like, run.
Roll an attack roll.
Oof.
I used up my good rolls. Let's find out. This is Psychic Blade. 21.
All right. One moment. The blade shoots forward and stabs into him. And you start to turn to mist and then solidify. He pulls out the psychic dagger as it then disappears. I have been waiting a while now to finally be face to face with the ne'er-do-wells. I'm glad you were smart enough not to bring Aja. I wouldn't want such wonderful adversaries to be that stupid. He looks over at Shiloh. He remains alive. The question is, what are you willing to give?
Well, let me see. Here's my last fuck. Oh, I'm sorry. That's a pouch given to me by a very special friend.
Are we still
That you can't have.
playing the banter?
Still playing the what?
Banter.
That broke up for a second.
Ban-
Banter. I thought I heard
Yeah.
badger, and I was like,
Yeah. Banter.
Is that I mean, honey badger.
And all the Gen Zers are like, what?
Mushroom.
Thank you.
Wait, are there any UNT on board?
Not that you can see. It's a snake. I know.
Are we done
I mean-
talking?
Is it really a confrontation if we don't talk at least a little bit of shit?
DMX smiles at that. And he looks over. Fair enough. Though you don't seem to be standing in a situation where talking shit is usually advised. But I admire the gumption, Lazarus. I admire the anger and the frustration. I admire each and every one of you. I have kept close eye on your doings. And you have impressed me thus far. I would like you to continue doing so. Now,
your father lives, as well as, and he points towards Shiloh, and you now notice in his hand, clutched, is a small blue gem, as well as he managed to retrieve your brother's soul. He looks at Prince. Thank you, by the way. Your assistance was appreciated.
There's a low growl coming from her. And the other souls that you've taken?
Are mine. I'm willing to part with dear Shiloh Oldman and Pierce Leafspring. In return, the egg that you still possess. You have 2 of them. One is hidden, yet still. I will find it soon enough. I'm being generous. I am only asking for 1 of the eggs. And you get 2 precious people back. Seems like a fair enough deal to me.
Lazarus?
Deal.
Wonderful. Now then, pick which one of you is going back to get it, and I'll send you there.
Well, I've already made the worst decision on this ship today, so I'll let someone else choose that.
Sado, I know you are uncomfortable with transportations. I wouldn't suggest you. Cash, your stomach seems well enough to handle these kinds of things. As well as Kahlan. Most days.
I'd like to think I have a good constitution.
Is Lazarus mentally connected with any one of us?
So, and I think Laz had this same thought. I think he would have tried, and the second he tried to Misty Step and it didn't work, would have broken contact with everybody. Because he doesn't know how magic is working in this place with these people, and he's not going to risk them being able to hear it.
Okay.
Which is a shame.
Can I try an insight check on Laz?
Sure. What are you trying to glean?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
What the fuck his plan is?
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, where's my insight? 14.
Yeah.
Like, Laz, if I look
I'll-
at you, do I trust you in this moment? Like, you are making the best decision.
When he said he has made the worst decision on his boat, he meant that. This is,
Oof.
at a minimum, you've probably picked up. This is fully this is a soldier moment where he's like, this is an absolute this is a terrible situation. There are no good options here. And the best option he can think at this moment is get these two powerful people back and figure the rest out later. So it's not, this is in no way is he even imagining to himself that this is a good option. It's just the thing that will get to, like, it'll get all of us out.
Mm-hmm.
And that's maybe the best he can hope for.
TikTok now.
I can't see Cash. Did he get dropped?
No,
He's
he's
here.
I don't think I did.
Francois up to Cash. You want to go get it?
Seems like we don't have a choice.
Good. He snaps his fingers. You all hear the same glass shattering noise. And Cash, you are ripped from this plane. You are
Oh
dropped
shit.
into the tavern.
I
Siobhan
looked
and
at
Bells.
the probably surprised parents and like,
Yeah, Siobhan and Bells are the first to stand up. What happened? Where is everyone?
well, howdy. I got sent back by that bastard.
What do you mean? What's happening?
Insert summary monologue here.
Cool. Wonderful. We can't give them the egg.
I know.
Jean steps up.
But he's also doing some weird timey-wimey magic shit. Like, Laz can't Misty Step. It's, for lack of a better term, shit's wonky.
Jean steps up. We give him the egg. Either way, we're ahead. We have more than they do. We can still do this. But this gets Shiloh back. Lance just and Pierce. Everyone is all looking at each other like
Making it wonky, the call's
th-
gone.
there's a bunch of people like on the fence. Jean looks pretty determined. And then Siobhan grabs the egg off the table, walks forward, and hands it to you. She grabs the copper egg.
Cast size heavily.
Don't worry. Everything's going. You hear a shattering noise again, and you are once again ripped and tossed onto the ship.
Well, that was mighty unceremonious.
My apologies. We don't exactly have time to wait, do we? I personally don't know how long Mr. Oldman here will last in this place.
Can we get? We're looking at this guy. I don't. What do
Well,
we see, or is there
hang on,
anything
I
about
can't
him that is
understand what you're saying.
remotely?
I can hear him.
What you notice of this guy, the black robes seem to shimmer with some sort of arcane energy about them. The hood covers his face or obscures his face. The only thing that you really see is the glowing eye.
So like
remind
nothing
me,
in
is-
the
is-
voice that would be even remotely familiar.
Not to you guys.
So how do we do this?
Not even to Prince, who once had a dream. Oh, so okay, so Cash has the egg.
Hmm.
Currently, yes.
I know we've talked about it before, but
Where
it's
did he
been a
pop
while.
in?
What, Zach?
What happens if we just smash the damn thing? I know we've talked about it, and you were like,
Then the piece of the entity is free.
I don't know. Okay.
I
The
mean,
egg is
Cash
sealed.
could try to
Like,
absorb
it's
it.
sealed inside.
Cash likes omelets. Does anyone have any Tabasco?
Cash could try and take it in him. Like at the last minute. Or hand it off to somebody who thinks they can handle that.
Actually,
Mm-hmm.
that was kind of Prince's plan.
Do you want to take the egg from Cash?
Yeah, I'm gonna.
It's up to you, Cash. Are you giving it to her?
What did Trouble have to roll for her taking in the bits? I don't
Wisdom.
recall.
Wisdom.
No, Cash is actually really good at that. I think Cash will try to do it. Last second.
Okay. Cash, you approach the center of the ship. As you do, the man kind of lifts his hand, and the body of Shiloh lifts and kind of floats over.
Let us send them back.
Send him back, and I'll give you the egg.
Give me the egg, and I'll allow you to send them back.
We're all here. You got us. Like, just give us the one solid. Like, really.
Roll a persuasion check.
Come on, son of a bard.
I had to screenshot this, so that's a natural 20.
Hey!
How do I screenshot my iPad? I just did it. Okay, I'll send that to y'all later.
Wonderful. He looks at Diamac, and Diamac looks at him and just... And Shiloh slowly sets down on the ground. You hear chains, you do not see them.
Chains.
Mm-hmm.
Does Prince see any chains?
Yes.
No shit.
Shiloh is wrapped up.
Like ethereal chains.
Are we gonna fix that first?
That was not part of the deal.
I did say send him back.
I think they can sort that out on the other side.
Kind of here.
Do I get the sense
That
that these
was-
chains are holding his soul here?
You wouldn't get any sort of sense like that.
Okay.
They're
They're just chains. Okay.
restraining him and possibly what's keeping him unconscious.
Okay. Would you like us to take him back, or are you going to send them?
By all means.
Prince will step up and take them. And
Okay.
allow herself. Go Go ahead, Kahlan.
Kahlan would also step up and be ready in case fuckery happens.
Mhm. Well, fuckery's about to happen, just not from him. Cash.
You fuckery is currently happening.
Prince
Mhm, mhm.
Cash, real
As
quick.
this is all kind of happening
Is,
here.
is he being sent back? Because that was the deal.
Yeah, like Prince is like
I'm taking him back to make
getting them
sure
back.
that they're going back.
So like you're all kind of meeting hands, and Prince, you have one hand on Shiloh,
Hmm.
and Kahlan, you come up and put one hand on her shoulder. Sado, you take the other hand. You're all kind of connected. Laz, you reach and touch Cash.
Everyone is.
Yeah, everybody's touching, ready for Prince to send you all back.
So real
As
quick,
Cash, you have the egg.
Okay.
how about magic trick? Is that wisdom save, wisdom check?
Okay, so what's gonna happen first? I need a strength check.
I can do that.
I'm
Guess his strength
tempted
went up today.
to give you advantage.
I mean, if you want.
Does he have any Ginspiration or Chatspiration or anything lingering yet?
Or is he getting advantage? Yeah, Mr. DM.
I'm not sure.
I just gave Cash advantage using my points.
Fair enough. Cash, you have advantage.
All right, cool.
There you go.
Well, thank you, honey. That wasn't be a 17 plus
I was
5.
gonna
That's a nat 20 plus 5.
Hell, all right. You take the egg.
And I
Hold it out.
no, I can still take screenshot. Hold on 1 second. I gotta go. Okay.
Even without his dice, he's blessed. I hate this guy.
You hold it out and crush it
Mm.
with just all the strength you have. You crush it.
Can I change the flavor of that and just have him he's like hold his hand and like smash it with his forehead?
Fuck yeah.
just a little bit more sudden, a little bit more. Wait, what the fuck did you just
Laz,
do?
Laz is so proud of Cash in this moment. Because without conversing, without discussing this, literally being on 2 different continents, Cash just did what Laz thought about doing.
That
I like how your voice was clear and not hacked for that. I appreciate
happened.
Good timing.
I want you to roll a wisdom saving throw.
Okay.
I want to use my twist of fate to add a d4 to that.
Okay.
I don't know if I'll be able to.
Just roll
When
a
the
d4.
teleportation starts, or the shift for us moving back,
We'll get to
in
that
the
in a moment.
moment before that happens, Laz is going to look at Diamac. Okay.
Look at Diamac and say what?
He looks at Diamac and he grins at him in this this moment where it's like Diamac and him have a secret deal. And he looks at Diamac and he grins and he winks, and out loud he says, "Just remember what we talked about."
Roll a performance check. And Cash, what'd you get?
Oh, it's gonna be so bad. I've used up my.
Hold on, I have no idea how to make this work since I don't have any dice. Okay, so I'm using D&D Beyond. I'm using the different things. So I just pretty much essentially cast Healing Word in D&D Beyond to roll D4.
Fair enough.
So I got my 17 plus 5, and I got 2 from the D4 from Prince. So I got 27.
27. You feel the familiar cold touch of the Eldritch entity enter your body, fill it, and head straight to your mind.
Oof.
But luckily, you've at least dealt with something like this once before. And for the moment, you hold on to yourself. As this happens, and Prince, you feel the wild magic surge around you, and
I'm-
all of you begin to disappear. The man in the robe shoots forward. I will kill you all! As the hood flings back from him shooting forward. You see one side of his face twisted and pressed in as if it was pulled in. You see handsome features, dark hair, well dressed, and one glowing eye, while the other looks at you with hatred. Diamac grabs his shoulder. Not yet, Mel. Not yet. You all transport back to the tavern,
You motherfucker.
and that is where we'll end this episode.
Fuck yeah.
Honestly, that's
and
better than what I was thinking it was.
And I'll send those Nat 20 screenshots to the chat after we get off this call.
You're
'Cause I
good.
don't want to get off the screen. And
It's
I
fucking
need y'all to
now.
know. I need y'all to know. My theory was the hooded figure was Prince's dad.
Ha! Oh, that would have sucked. Thank you.
Yeah.
I rolled a 16 on performance when I gave Diamac that wink and smile
Fair enough.
and said, yeah.
We're all gonna
let
arrive.
it
and-
smell my
Okay, we're
shock
dead.
face.
We're dead. We're all gonna. Oh fuck, we're dead. Pissed.
You motherfucker.
I like to thank the inspiration of One Witch Lady to do the fireball. I'll say that did it.
What if
Autumn,
Mel
if you
is
watch
Prince's dad?
Hit him really, really hard at the gathering. Like really,
I mean-
really hard.
Unless Mel got reincarnated to not be a taxi.
Never know.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, been sitting
I was
on
gonna make a
that
joke,
for a
but
minute.
I don't want it to be a happen.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Oh,
Ah,
Yeah. Your
Beautiful.
reaction to that
View.
cap was perfect. All right.
aw.
Rollies, please.
You know, I will. I'll roll for it. I will. Come on, give me a low roll. Give me a low roll. 8.
10.
All right, Kahlan gets it.
There you go.
Um,
Beautiful.
Real quick before I forget, the narrative TTRPG universe, narrative universe TTRPG. I'm gonna. To be fair, I'm exhausted, but is a wonderful text-based
The Orsif narrative
TTRPG
universe.
game where if you join their Discord, you can join one of their wonderful DMs and play a game on your time, on your terms. And I have been playing my own game in there, and I've been having a fucking blast with one of my favorite characters I ever made, Belle, the Tiefling Bard. And me and another guy have been going through some fun, crazy shenanigans so far, as well as like some epic shit. And we just started. Like we're not even in the adventure yet, and we're having fun. Also, like I don't know if anyone knows this, but like the amount of stuff you can choose, classes, races, spells, all that stuff, insane. Totally crazy. The customization of the characters,
wonderful. If you want to go check them out, just join their Discord, which a link for which is in the chat. And yeah, thank you, Narrative Universe, for sponsoring the show.
Domo arigato, Mr. Nut.
Mr. Nut.
Sort of about it. Sort of. Text. Meh.
He's a textpert. I love it.
Stop it.
But
That's right.
next Wednesday is the release of episode 8 of Roll for Cake, and then next Saturday we'll be playing here Mountain of Mystery once more, and then the weekend after that we will be off for the Norse Forge Gathering, which is the 25th and 26th. And if you are not going, why?
Because I'm
Why?
not going
It's gonna be awesome.
Why?
Because Tiff's a Gus at convention she committed back in like November, long before Norse.
Yeah.
Listen,
Look, short-term
excuses. That's all I'm
planning.
hearing.
Tiff, when did you
I-
say that one shot
Short-term
with,
planning makes
with
poor
Autumn and Popo
plans.
is?
Sunday, the 19th.
That's why you got to be more like me and make no plans at all.
Sunday the 19th. Okay.
Can't have plans ruined if you don't have a plan.
I would say,
Um,
how is that working out for you? But it's been working pretty damn good. for
Pretty
me.
fucking great, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, like things are going real fucking good.
Right?
So I mean, I mean, I do plan some things sometimes. I mean, I've had the Mel thing planned for quite a while.
Can you just like hurry up and make us like the next big?
I'm not gonna
thing so
lie,
can
I think
my
I-
job because
Right?
So, when do we get to see art?
I think I told you my theory was that
Huh?
Mel was the entity.
Yeah. Nope. You just.
what if your
wants
mom's
to
the
get-
Andy?
Beautiful. Yeah.
Amazing.
It's like, I, not
By the way,
but, like,
there's
I was in the
100%
ballpark. I was in the right
people that knew.
stadium.
There is people that knew. April for one. April knew.
What?
Oh, I was just gonna say I know one of them.
Trail.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
May.
April knew.
Yes.
Autumn knew.
Of course.
Was that
Yeah,
one
I
of the
did tell
things
her.
that you told my coworker when you made
Mm,
me walk
Uh-huh.
away? Yep. Mhm.
Yep.
Yep. Took him into my job. He spent like half the time talking to my coworker. I kept trying to walk past the counter, and he's like, "No, go away." I'm like, fine.
Don't
So off
secrets.
the
Go
clock,
away.
I'm like folding shirts and stuff to keep busy.
I told other secrets too. I still got more, baby. That's not even the biggest bombshell.
No.
Yeah. Yeah. Did I tell you about
You're
that
done.
night? I did. Yeah.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy.
Mel,
Amazing.
Mel.
Nice.
Back again.
It's fine.
Fucking with another group.
For the second time tonight,
Fine.
you beat me in the spam. Me hitting the unmute button.
Great minds, buddy.
I just feel like Abacure is just gonna like.
Can I
rip
roll history to
through
know
time.
to see if I have any
Any?
with his
I'm also glad.
Toski's gonna stab the fabric of reality and rip a seam.
Did this motherfucker just say no?
Oh,
I'm
shit.
also just glad that Dustin's like, and
Yeah.
you get
Can
back to.
can Laz roll?
Hang on. In chat, Narrative Universe says everyone here gets 1 week free.
Yeah. Oh shit.
Oh shit!
Hell
That's
yeah.
Everyone
amazing.
here gets
Thank
1
you.
week free
Yeah.
game.
According to chat.
Nice.
Yeah. Hell yeah, man.
Fuck yeah!
He's so nice to
yeah.
my viewers. Look at him go.
Thank you very much.
Let's see.
Seriously though, give that a try because being able to just do it whenever you got time, pretty fucking great. Like there's times where I'll like be able to send one message for an hour or two, or I'll sit there for 20 minutes and we're just going, you know. So it's pretty great.
Well, we have a week. Is it? Do we want
You're
to do
gonna-
like
that
a
specifically-
impromptu Monday or
That
something?
specifically is a point that I'm gonna make in my video,
Yeah.
but I won't say it here. I'll say it offline.
Well, with that all said, thanks everyone for watching. We appreciate you all. Thank you everybody for playing. You're pretty nifty.
Sorry for the emotional damage. At least it wasn't all me this time. Fucking Jinma, making people cry and
Hey, we had
shit.
I did nothing.
And Kahlan.
You
And
did nothing because I couldn't hear you the whole time. I had to drop the call and be
I was so
like-
nervous about that too because I was like,
You
"Oh, this
did
is a
good.
huge part of Kaylin's backstory."
That went perfectly. That went perfect.
And
A
kind of
lot-
badass ending. Yeah.
Thank you,
Absolutely.
lady.
You are phenomenal.
A lot of lore was dropped, and it went great. But again, appreciate everybody here, and
Thank you.
we'll see you again next week. Goodbye.
Woo. Good night, y'all.